right. Film study time. Film study Friday, since today's Friday. But I guess it doesn't matter. It depends on when you're watching. Anyway, it's Film Study Friday here. So, what we are going to do is we shall watch Daniel and Vincent. So, this is just one round of Daniel and Vincent. And we'll take a look at it. We'll see what's what. And we shall study it. But actually, before we do that, one of the things I had sent out to the team, and this is something when we talk, some of the things we're talking about, this is a big part right here of kind of what we're going to be going over in upcoming sparring and sort of what will be on my mind for this review, that we talk about pre-defense. So, and I'm just going to read this verbatim. So this is from Barry Robinson, A Million Styles Boxing. When we talk about pre-defense, and pre-defense we can define as the work taken before the opponent has committed to a strike. Posture, hand position, so like what guard you're in, high horns package, binocular guard, long guard, so wherever that hand position is. Presence in the opponent's vision, so where are you in ring position, and where are you as they're looking at you. Other things as far as pre-defense goes: feinting, occupying the lead hand. And we're talking posts, Shakur taps, Crawford taps, things like stir the pot, snake charmer, all these things that we do. And what we're looking to do is get the opponent off you, walk, disengage, show shape, take shape away, all of it. And we talk about show shape. I remember one of the things that when I was doing martial arts, Benny was really big on shapes. How there's a lot of martial art arm positions like a shuto, an upper block, a down block, all those finished positions. The arms share a similar shape. It's the same with a wedge block and a frame. You can get a nice frame in the same shape as a wedge block. So there are just different shapes. There's other shapes like making yourself tall, making yourself small, just different shapes. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting too. All right, so without further ado, let's make this Tom Hanks. All right, so we have Vincent over here. We have Daniel over here. And let's take a look. Let me turn the volume down. We'll keep it a little, it's not like a little volume. All right. So, right out of the gate, and again, this is, it's a pattern that I'm always stopping, like within 3 seconds of starting. One of the things I don't like about glove taps is it puts you in a position to get hit, or get hit. But it's just like, hey, let's just meet in the 50-50. Let me give you an opportunity. And it's so difficult with the sportsmanship of it all, and the intelligence of it all too, where Daniel's not wrong. Like what Daniel does here isn't wrong. Vincent's you're here, we're doing this, but it's also Vincent. Why put yourself in that position? But then when you don't, it's like, oh, like Vincent's an asshole. He's not. Anyway, it is a hard thing. I struggle with that. I just struggle with that. All right, let's start over. But I do like Vincent. Vincent's smart. Vincent is crafty and smart. So Vincent either has a read, or Vincent just knows. He's like, yep, I'm out. I'm tapping and I'm out of here. Good on you, Vincent. You can see, I just like, watch how hesitant Vincent is going in. Watch the hesitancy. Right there. We're stuck on the ropes a little bit, and I like that. Vincent, that was a nice little shot to the body, then upstairs. Let's take a look at that. Good. Daniel with that nice. So there are times when we do bag work where there's a George Foreman combination, as well as I saw Jair Brown doing this a lot at Fenway on June 6th, 2026. One of the things that Daniel does really well here, it's that pop-pop. There's a pop-pop. So the punches and the other punch hits at the same time. So it's not like boom, boom, it's boom. And I dig that out of Daniel. I just think we can watch it here. right here. Boom, boom. That jab just hits. Now, Vincent, this is where you're coming in with your head down. This is something that you've been aware of. We've spoken about this. It's sort of, there are parts of it that work, parts of it that don't work. There's a kid I grew up with, Mark Mayoka. Moke does this all the time. He likes to come in with that head down, and he's super effective at it. So you can be effective at it, but I know for you it becomes sort of leaning, and it puts you in a bad position. And see how you're staying in the 50-50? And you can see, so you could see here, now we're settled. By the way, look at this position, Daniel. This is good. This is in the right spot. This is in a great spot. We're a little long here, but that's fine. Depending on what you're doing, this is just great. So we're 26 seconds in, and that's when things start to settle down, which is interesting. So I like things are settling here. Working that jab. Doesn't, and I like nice disengagement. Daniel doesn't like what he sees, and he gets out. Watch this. He's moving closer. Vincent's got that right there. So if you watch what Vincent does, watch what Daniel does here, it's really good. It's very smart on Daniel's behalf. Vincent starts to set. Daniel sees that. Daniel goes, I'm out. You know, I don't like that. I'm out of here. Let's watch that again. Right there. One more time. Just, I love how Vincent starts to get that Michelle Egan moment of that, like, serial killer settle, like something's about to happen. Daniel spots that, and Daniel just disengages. And I love a good disengagement. Like, why stand? And again, someone's about to get momentum. Why oblige that? Why oblige it? Like, just no. You know, defense number one, I think that's something mentioned as well on that sheet that I was showing. Defense number one, your opponent isn't allowed to strike. That is the A Million Styles Boxing golden rule. Defense number one, your opponent is not allowed to strike. Great disengagement. And nice tie-up. And again, there's that nice little boom. Nice feint. I want to go back a little bit. This is some very good stuff. This is a good tie-up. Here's the thing, too, with tie-ups. What happens is, notice no one's butt is out, creating space for uppercuts or things to happen. No one's butt is out. It's just, they're just, boom, they are in. There's nothing that's going to get by. The referee will come by and break them up. It's just, this is a very good tie-up. There's that nice little 1-2. Nice feint from Daniel. And what happened here is, Daniel, I think you brought the hand back low, and that allows Vincent to high hand wins. Nice feint. Yep, brought that lead hand back low. You know what? I want to slow that down. So what happens there, Daniel, the lead hand comes back low, and then Vincent's able to come right over the top. It's high hand wins. Just high hand wins. Nice break. I like the physicality of the break there. There's that really great, and look how you broke Vincent's base. Great job. There's that feint. Look at that feint. I was convinced it was coming. Vincent was. Watch that lead hand. See how it comes back low? And low, boom. So that's why we got hit here. And this is a bad position. You know, you got your feet are together. And nice, Vincent. Great work there. Very physical. So let's watch the physicality there. That was just Vincent's physicality was great. He gets a hand on him, right there. Gets a hand on him, throws a couple punches, and punches on the exit. That's what punches on the exit. It's all you have to do to keep safe in disengaging. Punch on an exit. Daniel wasn't able to get a punch off because, and again, nice physicality. Nice swinging hook. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with missing shots like that. You miss a shot like that, that can. So we've talked before about gas station robberies. You miss a shot like that, that can set up that gas station robbery. Real quick for the newer people watching, you've all seen the movie. Guy goes into the gas station, points the gun at the cashier, says, "Give me your money." The cashier's like, "Oh my God." And then all of a sudden, a cop pulls up, and the cashier goes, "You do anything stupid, I'm shooting everybody." So he just tucks the gun in his belt, puts the jacket over it. Cop comes in, "Evening, folks." Everyone's like, "Yeah." The cashier's starting to look a little squirrely, and the robber just kind of opens his coat, shows the cashier the bulge underneath his shirt of the gun, and the cashier gets in line. Doesn't have to pull the gun. When you miss a big shot like that, when you miss a hook like that, or if you do an uppercut to the air and it doesn't hit, it sets up the gas station robbery, and you can just show that feint and they know, I don't want to get hit with that big three. I don't want to get shot with that gun. I don't want to get hit with that six. So those are what can set up to make your feints more effective, and I like to call that the gas station robbery. All right, back to work. Right there. And now Vincent can use any time here, can feint a nice three and come in with a two, or something else, or feint the three and throw the three. Nice posturing from both gentlemen. Good job. Vincent comes in and lands that hook. And right there. So I'm going to slow that down again. So Daniel, what happened there for you is you there there's a certain space of allowability for dropping your hands and keeping your hands low. I can't honestly say. Most coaches will tell you you can't drop your hands. You got to keep your hands up. I don't subscribe to that. I think there are moments, opportunities, times, and places you can drop your hands. I think here's an example of where you can't. And what happens here is you throw, and it's not even that you dropped your hand, you threw across and brought it back low. Beautiful movement by Vincent there. Finishes with that too. Watch this right hand. Look where it is. Look where your feet are. There's no stance here. There's no base. That's an odd step forward. So let's back 1 second. I want to see the footwork here. So let's watch Daniel's feet. Then we'll come back up to the arms. Nice shot. Broke the base, Vincent. Watch the feet. That back foot moves first to come forward. That's no bueno. So you brought your back foot up to your front foot to come forward. And that puts you in a place you don't have a base. Now your feet are together and then you step forward. And you don't move. If everyone right now, I'm going to get up. If right now, if you stand in your boxer stance from here with your front foot, step forward. You've moved. Let's go back to your position. With your back foot, bring your back foot to your front foot and now step forward. It takes you longer to move. You do not move when you want to move. And if you want to move, you got to move. All right, now we're going to go back to the upstairs portion. We're going to watch what happens with the feet. We're going to watch what happens with the upper body, with that arm. The lower half causes a bad problem. Base gets broken. Beautiful job breaking the base. You could even just that brace gets. And Daniel, that was a good counter. This is bad footwork. I don't know if that was your intended target. Nice jab to the belly, and good. And look, base. Actually, Vincent still has a good base. That was good. All right, let me fix that speed again. I love this posturing. Nice feints, Vincent. Very nicely done. Vincent, what I'd like to see from you is, instead of staying here, backing up, coming forward. I would have liked to have seen an exit, either a da-da-da to your left, or come in, then peel off to the left, or pivot out and get off to your right. Just something where we're not sort of straight back and forth. You're very good in these positions, but you're stuck here. That like you got hit, you're getting hit, you're getting hit, and what we need to do is get out. So you need to get out of there. Sorry, that was funny. I like you just good tie up. You're both hanging on, and you're both hitting and holding. But which, on the one hand, it's against the rules. You're not supposed to hit. You're not supposed to hit and hold. On the other hand, so if someone has your arm and you have an arm free, you can hit. As far as the amateurs go, I'd have to check. I'm not 100% sure, and that's something I should know. I know in the pros, if someone's holding on to you, you can hit them with the free hand. And I think it's that way in the amateurs, but I'm not 100% sure. So check your rule book. I will check mine as well. Nice. That was just a nice body shot. And Vincent, none of this needed to happen if you da-da-da with some punches to get out of there, or around the ring, or something that just, you didn't need to hang out here. I like that. I like the physicality there, Vin. There we go. We're working that jab. And here's an interesting thing too. Vincent does this really well. Vincent, so the thing we missed, or you might have picked it up, I'm just noticing it now, is the stance switch. So here we are, orthodox. Vincent just does this so well. It's super smooth and seamless. And look, boom, just seamless. That was a seamless stance switch. Beautiful. And look at that. You see that double hook? And we're back to orthodox. Let's see that. So much happens here. That double hook, downstairs, upstairs. Boom, boom. I love that. And then how the hell did we get back to orthodox? Oh, look at that. Just in the moment. Boom. And right here, Vincent, pop, pop, jabs. Jabs. This would not have happened. Jab, 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 jab. Great job getting that head control. Daniel, good job keeping him on the ropes. A nice turn. A good, great physical turn. So Vincent has him against the ropes. He's holding on. And Daniel, look at that turn. Great turn. And normally, you hold on, let the ref break you up. Nice. Ooh. So let's watch that again. What I loved here, and I think people feel funny about it, and I understand why you feel funny about it. But it is better to feel funny about it than to get punched in the face. What happens here is Vincent misses the jab, Daniel slips under it, and Vincent gets head control, gets that forearm on the neck. What you do here is you put your weight on that forearm, you drop your weight, you keep him down. What happens? One of two things happen. One of three things happen. Thing number one, the referee steps in and says, hey, don't push his head down. Thing number two, the referee comes in and says to Daniel, keep your head up. Thing number three, the referee says, hey, don't push his head down, and hey, keep your head up. So that's one of three things happen here. The key thing here is, rather than deal with a counter punch, which we're about to see come, you hold him here. So let's let this unfold. Neck control, we let it go. We get that big right hand counter. Neck control, we don't let it go. We keep him down there. Let the referee say something to you, something to him, or something to the both of you. And you know what doesn't happen? That counter doesn't happen. Without that counter, Daniel doesn't get momentum. Daniel doesn't just go like, "Oh shit, I just got him with that great counter." The crowd doesn't go ooh, and it just that's a round changing moment. Boom, beautiful straight right hand. And what I like too, which I don't know if it was intentional or not, Daniel, after a shot like that, boom. If he's not hurt, you could just let the audience soak that in. Let the judges soak that in. And again, so here we are. We're sort of posturing. We're in a straight line moments. Vincent's very good at the straight lines. And I like Vincent has that nice high horns package, and it's protective. Daniel with body shots, very nice. Daniel, great punch selection. So Daniel likes, what? No, I was cancel what I was about to say. Daniel's got really good punch selection. Daniel's very smart. Daniel works upstairs and downstairs. Now, Daniel, what I don't like is what you're kind of how that arm is sort of swinging. Swing, 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 swing. What I would rather see is more active by your head. Check your timing where you go from. So let's say your hands are at your chin, chin to forehead, the chin to forehead, the chin to forehead. Sort of both hands are moving rather than having a moment where your head is exposed. So here, you get into trouble sometimes here, and this is sort of habit, and I would rather the habit be the check your timing habit. Check your timing is when you're touching your glove to either the lead glove or the rear or both, where you go, let's say I've got my lead hand touches above my left eyebrow. If I'm orthodox, my right hand at the chin, and then they sort of switch positions, and I'm just touching my head and I'm moving my hands, but it's all around that face and head area, where if something does come in, I'm going to pick it off. But see how you're bringing it down, Daniel? And right there. So you've got, this is a habit where see how it keeps coming down, and then it drops right there. This is it's a bad position. See that? And that I think that too. That's why. So here we go. Good job here. Drops. Drops lower. Goes out for the jab. Comes back. Look how that comes back. Whoosh. Whoosh. Like what are the amusement park, the ship that does that? Whoosh. Drops. Boom. Body shot. Just well done, Vincent. Gets his head in there. Boom. Nice work to the body. And again, they're those great body work. And Vincent, the perfect tie up. So what is happening and we see as about to happen, Vincent shuts it down. So here we go. Great head. Just let's back up a little bit more. Vincent gets momentum, Get some good work in. Daniel turns him. Nice right hand. Body shot, head shot, boom. Now Daniel's about to light him up, and Vincent grabs on. And that's brilliant right there. That's why and where we tie up. Why let Daniel just get that work in and just start lighting Vincent up? There's no need for that. You're in a position you're not able to counter. As the boxer, as Vincent, we've all been in that role, and we know it's like, fuck, we're about to get lit up. Tie him up. Just very smart, very very smart, and good. Hold good. Let's do something here. Where's my? There it is. Getting my stopwatch. I want to see how much time Vincent buys. Boom. Great body work. Okay, now we're in the clinch. We're still holding on. Separation. And a punch. 7 seconds. So it was about 7 seconds from tie up to clinch. Now, you're thinking, okay, so we're going to figure, here's how long 7 seconds is. Ready? Go. That feels long. That feels long. It's a long time. In a round where you amateur boxing round, well, this one they're doing 3 minutes, but in a traditional amateur boxing round for novice and sub-novice, you have 120 seconds. When we go up to when you're open and you have 3 minute rounds, you have 180 seconds. If you can get, let's say in those rounds, you get 3 of those, you're getting like 21 seconds. It's just there's just a lot. You're buying time, so you get 21 seconds there. You get another 3 to 5 seconds disengaging and moving around the ring. Like, you can eat up a lot of that clock. Ooh, that was nice. Boom. Whoa. Interesting. And I think it's the hand position of Daniel. It's the one thing I like about being able to do film studies this way as opposed to like watching the fights live, because you're able to kind of slow things down for a moment, which I really like. So let's watch Daniel's lead hand. So here's the space. Just great job. Yeah, just great job controlling McDaniel. So Daniel, see how your legs are twisted? So let's see how the legs got twisted. So we're going to move, legs are twisted. And we're in a tie up here. That's fine. Now we're out of the tie up. Let's watch the legs. So the legs, feet kind of come together. That right there, we're a little twisted. See how that twisted? It's a smart exit. And you can see we're about to get twisted. Does that look stable? On our heels. Just great job. Nice escape. Very nice escape, Daniel. It's tired. All right. All in all, very, very, from both gentlemen, very good work. Really, really good work. I'm looking for. Did I close it? I wanted to grab that. I can't find it. Anyway, all right. So that's it for this film study. Thank you guys for watching. Todd Paris, Lucky Punch Boxing and Fitness. If anyone is interested in shadow, you want a film study on your shadow boxing, on your bag work, partner work, sparring, drills, fights, let me know. We'll make a film study for you. Appreciate you guys watching, and thanks.